Hi guys. So today I want to share my journey of coping with anxiety and the steps that have truly been helping me heal. Now, I don't want to lose my train of thoughts or forget anything important, so I have some bullet topics right here in front of me just so I don't forget anything important. But trust me, this is all coming straight from the heart. I just want to make sure I give you all the details that have made a real difference for me. But before we do, I'm actually outside soaking all this beautiful Vegas weather. The sun is shining, there's a little bit of breeze, and honestly, just being out here in the fresh air is already helping me feel more at peace. I'm in my car because it's a little cold, but I just decided to stay in my car and do this. So I said, why not bring you guys along with me while I talk about this? Like I said, it's beautiful, but just a little nippy right now, but I'm enjoying this. So now, ladies, before I get to you ladies, happy Super Bowl Sunday, guys. I'm not much of a football fan, but I definitely look forward to Kendrick Lamar performance. Guys, comment down below. Are you rooting for the Chiefs or the Eagles? Let me know. I'm curious. Now, let's get back into it. So, like I was saying, ladies, let me tell you, job hunting is one of the most exhausting, frustrating, and emotionally draining things I've ever gone through. Some days I wake up feeling hopeful, thinking, okay, today's the day. I'm going to send out a bunch of applications. I'm going to follow up on emails and finally get some responses. And then nothing, just silence. Guys, it messes with your mind. You start questioning everything. Am I being ignored because I'm 60? Am I not good enough? Did I say the wrong thing in the interview? Why is no one calling me back? And the hardest part, the waiting. You're stuck in this cycle, applying, waiting, hoping, and then feeling crushed when you don't hear anything. And then, guys, there is the financial stress because it's real. When you are unemployed, every little expense feels heavier. Rent, groceries, bills, all of it keeps coming whether you have a paycheck or not. I'd have nights, guy, where I'll just lay in my bed staring at the ceiling, doing mental math, trying to figure out how to make things stretch. When you don't have a steady paycheck, this weight on my chest all the time, and everything just starts piling up, and I don't know how long I can stretch what's left in my bank account. It makes it hard to even focus on job application because my brain is constantly screaming, how am I going to pay for this? What if I can't find a job in time? It's overwhelming, guy. It really is. Now, on top of that, job hunting is a full-time job itself, and it's one that doesn't pay. You spend hours fixing up your resume, filling out application, tweaking cover letters, networking, sending follow-ups, and waiting. So much waiting. And when nothing seems to be moving forward, it's easy to slip into self-doubt, stress, and even depression. Now, guys, after losing my job, my anxiety skyrocketed. I dealt with anxiety before, but this time it felt different. It felt heavier. Let me tell you, it hit me in the most unexpected moments. It still feels unreal sometimes because one minute I had a job, stability, a routine, then in an instant it was all gone. 1 week before Christmas. Let me tell you, my daughter and I worked at the same company. We weren't just co-workers. We were part of a team, a family. We had our routine, our inside jokes, our plans for the future. And then just like that, we were both laid off. Not just us, but over 50 employees. Guys, it wasn't personal. It wasn't because we did anything wrong. It was just business. A decision made in a boardroom by people who didn't have to worry about how they were going to pay their next bill next month. The worst part, the timing. Right before the holidays, when you're supposed to be celebrating, spending time with loved ones, giving gifts, feeling joy. Instead, I was sitting there in shock, wondering, what now? The financial stress hit immediately. Rent, utilities, food, every single expense felt like a ticking bomb. Now, beyond the money, there was emotional toll. I felt lost, uncertain. I had been working, doing what I was supposed to do. And suddenly, that structure was ripped away. I started questioning everything. What am I going to do? What if I don't find another job? How long will this last? That was when my anxiety went through the roof, guys. It wasn't just stress, it was full on panic. Some days I would wake up with my heart pounding before I even got out of bed. I felt frozen, unable to focus, unable to think clearly. It was like being trapped in this endless loop of worry. I knew I had to do something. I couldn't let this situation define me. And that's when I started taking small steps, guy, focusing on my mental health, journaling, breathing exercise, finding moments of peace. And then one day I pulled up my phone, hit record, and started talking. And that's how my YouTube journey began. Not from a place of confidence, but from a place of survival. And honestly, it saved me. It really did. Now, let me go back to my anxiety. So, one of the worst anxiety attack I had happened, and I will never forget it. 3 days after I was laid off, I was in Walmart grocery shopping. I was already feeling on edge before I even got there, but I kept pushing through. I grabbed my groceries, trying to keep my mind busy, but I could feel the anxiety building. My heart was racing, my chest was getting tight, my hands started shaking. By the time I got to the self-checkout, I felt like I couldn't breathe. It was like the walls were closing in on me. My mind was going a mile a minute, guys, telling me I was going to pass out, that people were staring, that I needed to get out of there. But I couldn't just leave because my groceries were sitting there and I still had to pay. I knew I had to do something to stop myself from completely spiraling out of control. So I used the 444 breathing method. I took a deep breath in for 4 seconds, held it for 4 seconds, and exhale for 4 seconds. I did it over and over again, just trying to stay grounded. I must have looked completely overwhelmed because one of the workers noticed and asked if I needed help. I felt so embarrassed, but I just nodded. And she started scanning my groceries for me while I kept breathing. It took everything in me not to break down right there. But slowly, my body started to calm down. The breathing worked. I was able to finish checking out, get to my car, and just sit there for a moment, letting myself feel everything. That experience, guy, made me realize something. I had to find better ways to manage my anxiety. I couldn't keep going through life feeling like this all the time. I couldn't let it control me. The very first step I took was self-awareness. I had to stop pretending that I was okay. I had to acknowledge that my mental health was struggling, that my thoughts were negative, and that I was spiraling out of control. And that's hard to do. But once I became aware of how bad my anxiety was, guys, I could actually start doing something about it. One of the biggest things that helped calm me down, calm my nervous system, was breathing exercise that I just showed you. When you're anxious, your body is in full on fight or flight mode. But when you take a moment to breathe deeply and intentionally, you signal your body that you're safe. Guys, I have been journaling for years, but got into it consistently now. I used to think journaling was just writing about your feelings, but it's so much more than that. Getting all my thoughts on paper, like I'm doing right now, this is where I journal. It helped me see things clearly. I wrote down my frustrations, my fears, and my goals. And sometimes I didn't even realize what was really bothering me until I wrote it down. Then I started adding a little gratitude journaling into the mix. Yes. So you just need to sit down and write about what you're grateful for. I forced myself to do it. Didn't want to, but I did. Even if it was just, I'm grateful for getting out of bed. I'm grateful for morning smoothie. I'm grateful for the sun shining today. Little by little, I started shifting my focus from what was missing to what I still had. Another thing that helped me, that pulled me out of that dark place, movement. Now, I know I go to the gym 2 to 3 times a week, but I'm not running marathons or lifting weight. And at 60, I knew I had to move my body somehow. Some days it's a short walk outside of the park. Other days it's yoga, or I put on my favorite song and dance around my living room like a fool. I like reggae. I love reggae music, guys. So I dance reggae music. Let me tell you, moving your body moves your energy. It's like hitting a reset button. I also got into meditation. At first, I struggled with sitting still. I felt like my mind was racing the entire time. But then I found guided meditations on apps like Headspace, Calm, and Insight Timer. And they've made it so much easier. Even just 5 minutes of focusing on my breath, it helped me feel grounded. Now, one of the biggest lessons I've learned is setting boundaries. I used to say yes to everyone, even when I don't have the energy. I would let other people's negativity drain me, but I had to learn to protect my peace. Now I don't answer calls when I need a break. I set limits on how much news or social media I consume. I remind myself that I don't owe anyone any explanation when I say no. But you know what helped me cope more than anything else? YouTube. Some people start YouTube as a fun distraction. Me, I was desperate. I needed a way out, how to generate income. It gave me a sense of purpose. So instead of just sitting around feeling stuck, I started creating, guys. And when I uploaded my first video, I realized something. I wasn't waiting for anyone's approval anymore. I wasn't waiting for a job interview. I wasn't waiting for someone to choose me. I was choosing myself. And the best part, the community. So now I know I'm still in the early stages of this journey, but I'm so looking forward to meeting other women who are on a similar path. I know they're out there, women in their 60s who are starting over, who are figuring things out, who are chasing new dreams. I can't wait to connect, to share experiences, and to support each other. That's the beauty of this platform, guys. There's a whole world of people out there who get it, who understand. I just haven't met them yet, but I know I will. Now, if you're in your 60s and you're feeling stuck, let me get up a little more. If you've lost your job, if you're struggling with anxiety, I see you, I understand you, and I promise you, it is not too late to start something new. If I can do this, you can too. Maybe for you, it's not YouTube. Maybe it's writing, painting, volunteering, gardening, whatever gives you joy, whatever makes you feel alive again. Just start. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait until you have it all figured out. Start messy, start scared, start now. If you're watching this, I just want to remind you, progress is progress, no matter how small. Every tiny step forward is still movement. So keep going. You're stronger than you think. Guys, thank you so much for listening to me share my journey. I truly appreciate it. You can, if you hit that subscribe button, like this video, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Take care.